A shalom, shalom. And before I get started, as always, I want to say call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash, in double honors be unto our apostles and the elder bishops, that great millstone that rule well and do teach well, and that taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And also peace and blessings be unto the elect, men, women, and children. All right. Those of you who believe on the names Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And they're standing firm through faith. Okay. Here in these latter days. All right. And just coming back at you with another lesson. Okay. I'm going to entitle it The Grinding is Ceasing and Babylon is Falling. Okay. You know, because a lot of these big U.S. companies, all right, are getting ready to lay off, okay, a lot of their employees. Okay, as you can see, you know, the title of this article, okay, on endtimeheadlines.com. Okay, you know, big U.S. companies set to lay off at least 52,000 workers as job markets cools. All right, you know, and you know, this is what was set to happen. Okay, here in these latter days, man. All right, that the grinding was gonna cease. You know, and we know through the spirit. All right, you know, this AI. Okay, it's these robots and the AI. All right, is gonna take over a lot of jobs. Okay, so a lot of people are gonna be without jobs or unemployed, if you will, collecting unemployment, man. Okay, because we're coming into the time of Esau's new world order. Okay, to where he's really not gonna need you people like that, man. Okay, and that's why they're creating these different, you know, AIs and different robots. Okay, because they can do the same work as you human, man. You heard what Elon Musk said. Pretty much that the robots are going to take over, in so many words. Okay, and you can clearly see this. All right, and you can clearly see that everything that's happening is leading up to the CHIP, man, the mark, the MOTB. All right. But I'm going to read some of this article, you know, and I'm going to touch into, you know, a few scriptures. And Lord's will is edifying. And I'm going to close. All right. So, yeah, once again, this is big U.S. companies set to lay off at least 52,000 workers as jobs market cools. Okay. And it says big U.S. employers, including Amazon, UPS, Dow, Nike, and Home Depot, have unveiled plans to cut more than 52,000 jobs. That's a lot, man. All right, especially in these times where, you know, people are catching hell. Okay, the prices are going up on things. Okay. You know, let alone people, you know, jobs getting cut. You know. So, you know, a lot of people are mourning, man. And even the scriptures tells you when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. All right. But when the righteous are in authority, the people are at ease. Okay. And we're in the time of the wicked bearing rule, man. Okay. Esau, Edom. According to Job 9:24. Okay. The earth was given into his hands. It was given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, and pursuing the Malachi, the 1st chapter, the 4th verse. All right, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the border of wickedness. Okay, no matter where he goes or what he does, all right, wickedness follows. Okay, because that's just That's just who he is. All right. And the people are mourning, man. They're, because they're under, this earth is under a wicked rule right now, man. Okay. To where people are getting laid off because of fucking robots, man. Okay. They're trying to replace human beings with robots. And on top of that, putting a device in you and pretty much turn you into a robot, man. These are the times that we're in, man. Okay? Which, shows you that we're at the end of this man's age. All right? And at the beginning of ours, man. All right? Because as it is written in 2 Ezra 6 and 9, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. Okay? And you can clearly see we're at the end of Esau's world. Okay? And he's coming, you can see him coming down with the great wrath, because he know it that he got but a short time. Okay. The wicked is also being revealed. He's being revealed for being the wicked. Okay. Your president is it's coming out. People are finding out that he's sick. Okay. Like he's a sex offender. More than likely he like to play with little kids. So, hey, man, Babylon is falling, man. Okay, and that shame is covering Esau, man. Okay, and their nakedness is being uncovered, all right, meaning their wickedness, man. Okay, the Lord is exposing it, whether it be through these so-called different whistleblowers or, and also through the prophets, man, through us. Okay, the wicked is being revealed, man, in his time. All right, because we're in the time of his end. All right, and it says a move that underscores growing signs of a cooling labor market after years of strong hiring and low unemployment, according to Financial Times report. These layoffs are concentrated among a handful of major companies that expanded rapidly during and after the pandemic, and now say they are trimming workforces to streamline operations and invest more aggressively in automation and artificial intelligence. Right? So this is what this man's trying to do. Okay? This is a big part of his NWO. Okay? Is to have AI at the forefront. Okay? And if you look over there in Albania, they have an AI prime minister, man. It's a woman. Okay, but she's an AI prime minister. And if I'm not mistaken, they said that she got pregnant, man. AI, imagine that. AI got pregnant with more AI robots. So, man, we're at the end, man. All right. And if the Lord, hey, as it is written, if these days ain't shortened, ain't no flesh gonna be saved, man. All right. So he who let it will now let until he be taken out of the way, man. So the Lord is only gonna allow this devil to continue his wickedness for so long before the Lord just gotta intervene, man. Okay, and show this devil who ruleth in the kingdom of men. Okay, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. And if you brothers, want to read this article, I'm not gonna get too much deeper into it, I just wanted to, touch the main points. Okay. As considering prophecy. All right, and what, this is gonna lead up to. All right. But once again, this is on endtimeheadlines.com, as you can see. All right, and the title of this article, for those of you brothers who want to, read the whole article, it says big U.S. companies set to lay off at least 52,000 workers as jobs market cools. All right, so this is the time we're in, man. Okay, this devil, Salakia. This devil is trying to establish his NWO, man. Okay, he's trying to fill his belly. Okay, but the Lord is gonna cast his fury upon him. All right, as it is written. Okay, Esau's not gonna totally establish, or accomplish, all right, what he's trying to establish. Okay. All right, because the Lord is going to stop him in his tracks, so to speak. All right, and shorten these days for the elect's sake. All right, and because in these devils' minds, as it is written, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. All right. And real quick, I want to get this precept, as far as going into the grinding, ceasing. Okay. This is real quick, Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Right? So we're in the times of the grinders ceasing, man. All right. The work is slowing up. Okay. All right. The physical work out here where people go to every day to make their money so they can pay their bills. Okay. These, like we was going into different, the UPS, the Amazon, the Dow, the Nike, a lot of jobs is getting cut, man. Okay. Shit is tightening up. All right. And also eventually, this grinding is going to cease. Okay. The work of the Lord, man. All right. Eventually a famine of the word is going to come. All right. And the Lord is going to have it set up to where you Jakes ain't going to get warned no more, man. All right. Because the Lord is not going to hold his tongue no more as touching your wickedness. He's just going to start moving on you Jakes. Okay. So we're in that time as well. We're not going to be out on the highways and hedges and doing videos forever, warning you. Okay. Eventually, everything that we are saying from the apostles and elders on down, all right, will come to pass, man. Okay. As such as the wars. Okay. The rumors of wars, we're already seeing that being brewed up. Okay. In the Middle East. All right. But them nukes, the thermonuclear fire, that's the end game for America, man. All right. And eventually you people will see. All right. Once these cities start getting troubled and, chaos start kicking off, then you're going to know a prophet was amongst you. You're going to be seeking for answers. Okay. But it very well might be too late. Okay. Because we're not going to be out on the highways and hedges during that time. Okay, the Lord is gonna have his prophets put up. All right, as this place is collapsing. Okay, as Babylon is falling. All right, and it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. So we pretty much got the point. The grinding is gonna cease. It is ceasing. Okay, we're seeing it right before our eyes, man. Okay, and the prophets are set up to warn you, to let you know, thus said the Lord, thus said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. Okay, to seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Okay, call you upon him while he is near, man. All right, because the Lord ain't, he's not going to wait on you, Jakes, man, to get right. Okay. He's getting ready to start moving on you, Jakes, killing, slay utterly old and young, man. This is the times that we're coming into. Okay. So for those of you who can't receive this truth, don't want to receive this truth, hey, you're just assed out, man. Okay. Oh, well. All right. You just wasn't part of the elect. Okay. And, no, that's pretty much it on that scripture. And, real quick, I want to get this. This is 2 Corinthians 4:18. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. All right, which is the kingdom, man. All right, which is going to be set up on earth as it is in heaven, man. Okay, and it's going to be in order. It ain't going to be like Esau's heaven and his earth. Okay, all the shit we see now is temporary, man. All right, this shit's getting ready to be destroyed by way of thermal nuclear fire. All right, which is the way America is going to go out according to the Bible. Okay, and it says, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Right, the kingdom of heaven. All right, which is for the Israelites. Okay, that's going to be eternal, forever, everlasting. All right, it won't ever end. Okay, so that's what we look at, man. The things which are not seen. Okay, which the carnal man cannot fathom. So that's what we look at, man. Okay, the new heaven and new earth that dwelleth righteousness. Okay, I'm gonna get that real quick too. Let me get that real quick, and I'm gonna probably close with that. I'm gonna get in here and hit this jam. But I wanted to make this quick lesson. Going into how to grind in is ceasing. All right, the Lord is closing this thing up, man. All right, but if you of the elect, you gonna get it. You gonna get it before it's too late. Okay, and that's why these videos are being done. All right, so the elect could get it. Okay, because at the end of the day, the elect is going to obtain what which they seek it for, as it is written. All right, and the rest, 2/3 of our people, which are the rest, okay, they're just going to continue to be blinded, and it is what it is. Okay, and this is real quick. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 13. It says, nevertheless, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Right? So at the end of the day, this is according to the Lord's promise, man. Okay? The Lord said in his Father's house is many mansions. Okay? If it wasn't so, he wouldn't have not told us. Okay? There remaineth the rest for us, man, at the end of the day. Okay, we just got to labor to enter into it. Through much tribulation, shall we enter into the kingdom. Okay, but nevertheless, it says we according to his promise, to the Lord's promise. Okay, look for new heavens. All right, and a new earth. All right, because this heaven and earth right now that we're on, which is Esau heaven and earth. All right, it's getting ready to pass away. Okay, but the earth abided forever. But meaning this man's, his heaven, his earth, his rulership is getting ready to go bye-bye. Okay, America's getting ready to be a monument. All right, it's finna get ready to sit in the dust. Okay, which that's going into confusion, but finna literally sit in the dust too. Okay, the missiles is just gonna wipe this place out, man. Okay. And it says, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right. So that's what we look for, man. Okay. Where we, the air we smell is going to be clean. Our thoughts is going to be perfect. What we see, we ain't going to see no evil, hear no evil, So that's what we're looking for, man. The new heaven, the new earth that dwelleth righteousness, man. Okay. So we just got to continue to hang on, man. And continue to work out our salvation with what? Fear and trembling. Okay. And, with that, I'm going to close, and I pray you brothers and you few sisters were edified. And until next time, I want to say Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Barakatham, Shalom.